course, sitting is never really easy until we learn how to sit. I feel like yogis are the rare beings that actually take comfort in sitting on the ground. Not many people sit on the ground very much anymore. But it's a nice way to feel ourselves connected to the earth. Right? To remember that idea of feeling rooted or grounded, but also that we're not just in our thoughts and in our world, the world of many things, right? That we're connected to life, to nature. Right? And there's a foundation. And sitting close to the earth or sitting low to the ground allows us to reflect inward. It's a very modest space to be. I always feel humbled when I can sit on my mat or on my blanket or on the ground. Just that there is this amazing support here. Right? A life force there that says, it's okay, just breathe. And if you're sitting in nature, even better. Right? Sitting outside, all the birds and all the trees and the buildings and the comings and the goings. Right? We can see life is flourishing and moving and in flow. And it's just naturally happening. And so just take a few moments to reflect on that internal space, the importance of sitting with yourself and sitting low, feeling that earth, that ground beneath you. Another thing that we're reminded as yogis is that we practice and all is coming. So we don't have to have any expectations. We know the most important and the vital part is just the practice. Everything else will come. Your life is a practice. Let's take a few more moments to know the rootedness and express gratitude that your life is a practice. Bring your hands together before your heart today. And if there are any other words of wisdom you wish to express or hold for your being, hold them there. And then we will carefully make our way to child's pose. prefer to have your knees wide for the beginning, that's okay. And still connecting to the idea of rootedness. And so rootedness through the palms and the fingers, rootedness through the knees and the shins. Maybe you feel your feet. And starting to invite a deeper, more spacious breath. Maybe one more. And then carefully lift your gaze. And once you lift your gaze, carefully move forward. Tuck your toes and move back to your first downward facing dog. And as you're here, remember, it's a practice. Find that idea of rootedness here in this moment. Starting to engage through the fingertips and the palms, especially across the center of the palm. Right? The knuckles. And feel that levelness, but reaching back through your heels. If you gaze back, you can align your heels with each other. You can take time to spread your toes as you reach your feet. And just allow your head to rest between your shoulders. Maybe already you're feeling the effort and the warmth. Stay with your breath, stay with that rootedness, stay with that idea. It's a practice. So we'll practice with our thoughts and our thinking by creating space and allowing. We practice with our body by knowing our best effort and intention in each moment. And with the breath, it keeps flowing in and out. Try for one more breath. And then slowly look forward and step to the front of your mat. And take a little halfway gaze out. And then exhale, just relax your head. And feel the heaviness of your shoulders. If you would like to clasp your elbows, you could clasp your elbows. It could be a gentle micro bend in knee. knees. And then release your hands, press into the feet, and rise to standing. Reach up with your arms and press your palms together. Just keep your gaze forward. Keep your arms in line with your ears. And concentrate on that liftedness of your breath. Start to invite a tone to your belly. A rise to the bottom of your rib cage, your floating ribs. Feel your feet. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, release your hands down to the sides. Sweep your palms forward and up. This time looking up towards your palms. Looking up towards your thumbs. Stretch your shoulders, stretch your side body. Root through the insteps of your feet. Again, keep your belly toned. Lift from the bottom of your rib cage and from the bottom of your shoulder blades. Good, take one more breath. And then exhale, hands up and down. Palms together, reach up. Exhale, come to forward fold. Inhale, look out, halfway gaze. Press your palms here and step back for plank pose. And once you arrive, give yourself a little micro bend in your elbows. And see if you can elevate your knees and your shins. Keep your gaze lightly forward. Tone your belly. Drop your hips down a little bit until they're level. But keep that natural curvature to the low back. Again, tone your belly. Little micro bend in your elbows. Just breathe. Good. Try for 2 more breaths. And then from there, drop your knees and lower all the way to your belly. Just walk your hands forward so that you're in Sphinx pose. That will be elbows underneath your shoulders. And as you press your palms, draw some length to your spine. Feel your sternum and your heart reaching forward. Feel the shoulders releasing away from your ears. Keep your gaze outward. Right, stretch your belly, stretch the sides of the body, stretch from the low back forward. Expand your lungs. Let's try 3 more breaths. And then lower yourself down, bring your hands next to your rib cage, tuck your toes, rise back up to plank, and make your way to downward facing dog. We'll stick this pose again, just staying here. Find 5 breaths. One more breath. And then just drop down to your knees, and we'll step forward with our right foot. And once you step forward with your right foot, bring your arms up overhead and join your palms. Arms are in line with your ears again. Try and shift your left quad forward. As you root through the bottom of your right foot, try and rise energetically and muscularly. Right, so feel yourself reaching upward towards the tips of your fingers. And keep all of your fingers together. Right, pressing both palms together. Take one more breath. And then exhale, hands come forward into the earth. Step forward with your left foot. And then just step back with your right foot. Dropping the right knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. Join your palms. Press all of your fingers. Lifting from the bottom of that foot. Elevating and lengthening your right quad. Tone your belly. Feel that rise of your shoulder blades. Feel that heat building in the body. Take one more breath. And exhale. Hands come down, step forward to the front of the mat. Take a little halfway gaze, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, returning to forward fold, Uttanasana. Press into your feet, rise to standing, palms together, reach up. And exhale, hands out to the sides. Let's join the palms again. Look up, reach up. Exhale, come to forward fold. Inhale, look out. Step back to plank pose. Move forward a little bit, drop your knees, lower all the way down. Come to upward facing dog this time. So maybe elevate your knees and your shins. And from there, lift your hips high and press back downward facing dog. We'll stay for 5 breaths. So maybe already you're feeling the opportunity to really create an activeness to the palms. Stretching the arms. Feeling that rise of your sits bones as you bow your belly towards the earth. Move your shins back. Move your heels back. Two more breaths. And on your next inhale, send your right leg high. Step it forward to the front of the mat. From here, sweep your hands up. We're in high lunge this time. Exhale, hands move out to the sides. Press your palms. Step back to plank pose. Move straight to downward facing dog. Send your left leg high. Step it forward. Palms together, reach up. Exhale, hands back out. Step forward to the front of the mat. Take a halfway gaze, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, rise to standing, palms together, reach up. Let's do that again. Exhale, hands out. Join your palms, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze and lengthen. Step back for plank pose. Drop your knees. Lower through your shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart. Big breath, hips up and back. Breathing there, 5 breaths. lift your right leg high. Step it forward for high lunge. Arms reach up, big breath. Exhale, hands come back to the earth. Step back for plank pose. Straight to downward facing dog. Step forward with your left foot. Inhale, palms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Step forward to the front of the mat. Halfway gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, rise to standing. Palms together, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Palms together, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Press your palms, step back for plank. Lower to the earth. Upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog. This time, right leg steps forward. Arms reach up. But we're going to take that full vinyasa. So as your hands come down, step back to plank, lower again. Upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. This time, left foot steps forward. High lunge, left side. Exhale, hand comes down. Step forward to the front of the mat. Halfway gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Rising to standing. Hands reach up. Arms come out. Let's do that again. Big breath. Forward fold. Inhale, look out. Step back for plank. Lower to the earth. Move to upward facing dog. Travel to downward facing dog. Right leg high. Step it forward. Palms reach up. Exhale, hands back to the earth. Moving to plank, but lower. Upward facing dog, Bhujangasana. Travel to downward facing dog. Left leg high. Step forward, high lunge, left side. Sweep those hands up. Exhale, hands back out. Step forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Roll into standing, arms reach up. And exhale, hands come out. All right, hop your feet together. We're going to do 2 more. Big breath, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. From here, separate your heels. Bend your knees. Palms together, reach up. Utkatasana. So these are sun salutations. Right, stretch your body, stretch your breath. Tone your belly, feel your feet. Feel that warmth, that fire in your belly. So prana, breath, vinyasa, flow, together, create heat. That burns off thoughts and toxins in the body. Keeps us focused. Take 1 more breath. Keep the bend in your knees. Take your hands down to the ground. Inhale, click your heels together, look out. Come to forward fold. Step back for plank pose. Lower to the earth. Upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog. Let's make sure your feet are about hip width distance. You're going to elevate your left heel. Move it over towards your right foot and set it down. Glue that left foot to the mat. Step forward with your right foot. And then join your palms and reach up. This is warrior 1. You can squeeze those biceps and triceps together. Start to look up towards your palms, towards your thumbs. Tone your belly. Keep breathing. We'll stay for 5. Take 1 more breath. Exhale, bring your hands down. We step back to plank. This time, maybe you only lower halfway. Move to upward facing dog from there. Exhale to downward facing dog. Drop that right heel in. Step forward with your left foot. Palms together, big breath, reach up. Biceps and triceps hugging inward and upward. Lift your belly. Lift your gaze. And breathe. Take one more breath. Exhale, hands come down. Step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, take a halfway gaze, make sure your feet are together. Exhale, come to forward fold. Separate your heels, bend your knees, palms together, reach up, look up. And then click your heels together and relax your arms to the sides. All right, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, come to forward fold. Gaze and lengthen, separate your heels. Bend your knees, knees touch. Palms together, reach up, Utkatasana. Good. Stretch your arms, stretch your breath, stretch your shoulders, stretch your spine. Side body, root your feet. Draw your belly in and up. Beautiful, breathing in. Exhale, keep the bend. Exhale, forward fold. Click those heels together, look out. Come back to forward fold. Step back for plank. Lower to the earth. Upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog. Separate your feet. Left heel drops in. Right foot steps forward. Palms together, reach up. You're just a one, warrior one. Beautiful, hands come down. Step back for plank, lower to the earth. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Elevate your right heel, drop it in. Step forward with your left foot. Warrior one, left side. Inhale, arms reach up. Breathing there. One more breath. Exhale, hands come down. This time, step back for plank. We're going to lower. Upward facing dog. As you travel to downward facing dog, you're going to stay for 5 breaths. Again, push those palms forward. Stretch your shoulders. Lift your sits bones high. Reach back with your heels. Keep this neck elongated, resting the head right between the shoulders. Scoop up your belly and breathe. And then take your time, we're going to look forward, step forward with the right foot. Remember, you're stepping your feet together. Left foot comes forward. Separate your heels, bend your knees. Knees touch, palms together, reach up. Utkatasana, take 5 breaths. And then carefully breathe in. Click your heels together. Straighten your legs, bring your hands down. Just relax your palms and shoulders here. Close your eyes. Feel the heaviness of your body. Feel the warmth of your body. And notice the freeness in your lungs. Stretch your lungs with nice deep breaths. And so vinyasas are there to serve us in warming the body, readying the body. And again, building that heat to burn off the tapas, the clutter and ill thoughts in our mind. And to stimulate the body and get all the systems of the body working. Burn off toxins in the body. Take your time, bring your hands together before your heart. Hop your feet hip width distance. Peace sign fingers reach up to the sky facing each other. You're going to bend your knees. Take your peace sign fingers to your big toes. Again, your peace sign fingers are facing each other. Elbows out to the sides. Tuck your head in between your shoulders and then start to straighten your legs. The crown of your head is reaching towards the earth. Try and keep that broadening of your shoulder blades as your elbows reach out to the sides. Relax your jaw, maybe exhale through your mouth. Feel the heaviness of your skull. This is Pada Astasana A. Pada and Asta mean hand and foot. And then lift your gaze, and as you lift your gaze, you're going to elevate the front of your foot. You can bend your knees if you need to. Place your palm underneath your foot with the palm facing upward. This is Pada Astasana B. This time we round our spine. So you scoop up your belly, and you feel almost like cat-like back. Pushing your shoulders up to the sky. Really stretch between the shoulder blades. Feel that stretch of your arms. Really get into the heads of the shoulders. And then start to elevate your gaze, looking out. You can micro bend your knees, release your fingers. Take a little halfway gaze. Hands might be on shins or fingertips touching the ground. And then bend back into forward fold. Press into those feet. And reach up to standing. Exhale, hands are going to come out to the sides. And we're going to bring our palms together. We're going to shift our weight over to the right leg and start to elevate your left foot. We're coming to our tree pose variation. So you can use a kickstand, right? Setting the ball of your foot on the ground as you root your heel. If you're practicing your shin bone, try and practice your shin bone. Some of you might be practicing lifting that foot to the upper thigh, right? Or if you would like to challenge yourself, More traditional would be as you elevate your knee, you're going to clasp your left heel, bringing that up towards your right hip, holding your foot there, take your knee down. Right, so any of those variations, wherever you are today, choosing your variation. You could start with your hands together at heart, or if you need to hold that foot, that's okay too. Right, this gives us an opportunity to open the hip. Any expression that you want to use for your hands or arms. And your practice might just be foot on the ground and heel on the shin. So this is the portion that we call practice. Right? Practice where you are. And where we know that earth beneath us, supporting us, rooted. And wherever you are, just gracefully come back. And as you release your leg, we'll take a vinyasa. So inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, come to forward fold. We gaze and lengthen. Stepping back from plank pose, lower to the earth. Move to upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog. We'll stay for 5 breaths. And then start with your right foot first, step forward to the front of the mat. Left foot follows along. We take a little halfway gaze. Exhale, come to forward fold. Roll yourself to standing. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands back out to the sides. All right, this time we're going to try our left leg is your standing leg, and your right leg takes your tree pose. So again, don't think that you have to use the same variation, right? Don't think that you have to use any specific variation. Right? It's an external rotation in the hip joint. That's what we're after. Right? So it could be anywhere along the way. Right? You choose which one is serving you on this side in this moment today. What serves you in this moment today? You find your breath. And trust me when I say, if you're practicing a variation that seems simple to you, and you're reaching for more, and you keep reaching for more, right, you're not going to get anywhere. Right, so stay where you are and breathe where you are. Practice and all is coming. It's surprising how the other variations of poses show up without trying. They just sort of pop into the practice as we go. So maybe today, you're standing and that heel is on the shin. And maybe at some point, you try another variation and suddenly it's there. So patience with yourself. And practice where you are. And all is coming. And then when you're ready, again, gracefully we come back. And take another vinyasa, reach up. Exhale, come to forward fold. Inhale, look out. Step back for plank and lower. Move to upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog. And we'll stay for 5 breaths. So from here, just take one more breath. And then reach your right leg high to the sky. Step it forward to the front of the mat. Drop your left heel down. We're rising for warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So as you gaze off your right knee, you want to make sure you can see your toes a little bit. So if not, you can nudge your toes forward. Your arms are reaching straight out from your shoulders. We have this external rotation through the right hip, and maybe a slight internal rotation through your left, just to feel supported there. So in every moment, in every pose, we have inward spiraling and external spiraling. Right, when there's an inward and an external, it's strong. So internal folding, exhale your breath. Three more breaths. All right, we're going to release our hands down, bring your hands together before your heart. Elevate your right toes, parallel your feet. From here, we elevate our left heel, bring it in. Arms come back out. Warrior 2, left side. Stretch your shoulders. Take one more breath. And then straighten your left leg, tip yourself over for triangle, reaching your right hand to the sky. Maybe looking up towards your palm. Feel yourself rooting through the outer edge of your right foot, but pushing forward a little bit through your left. And then stretch that right arm up to the sky. From the side body and from that right hip, reaching upward to the sky. One more breath. Now rise back up with straight legs. Elevate your left heel, parallel your feet. Elevate your right heel, bring it in. Both legs are straight, tip yourself over for triangle pose. This time, that left heel is reaching back. We're rooted through the outer edge of the left foot. Left hand is reaching. Push the right foot forward. Try and move your hips forward a little bit, opening up your pelvis. Or maybe gazing upward towards your palm. One more breath. And then return. And from here we take a vinyasa, so you can bend your right knee. Bring your hands down. Step back for plank pose, lower to the earth. Move to upward facing dog. Travel to downward facing dog. We'll stay for 5 breaths. All right, see if you can step forward with your right foot just about halfway down. And then push off your right foot. See if you can drop your left heel down and come to just forward fold right there. So forehead traveling towards your toes, but also towards your shin bone. If your hands, your palms are touching the ground, turn your hands back so your fingers are pointing towards your left foot. And maybe as you reach your hands back, you might be able to press your palms. Two more breaths. And if your hands are back, just carefully walk your hands forward. Touching the ground, we're going to step back for downward facing dog. So walk your hands further forward, bend that right knee, and then step back. Step your left foot about halfway. Once you find it, walk your hands back, try and root your right heel. So if you're struggling with getting your fingertips to the earth, you can also put your hand on your shin bone, that's okay. Right? Otherwise, fingertips, maybe palms, starting to bow or hinge. And if available, you might walk your hands with your fingers reaching back towards your right toes. Try for 2 more breaths. And then slowly you elevate your gaze, bringing your hands back. Again, it's a longer reach. Step back for downward facing dog. Stretch your spine, stretch your arms, stretch your legs. Let's take a vinyasa from here. Move forward for plank pose. You can drop your knees if you need to. Lower your heart. Move your way to upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. This time our right leg steps forward and we drop the left heel down. You can bring your right elbow to your right knee and then extend your left hand in line with your left ear. From there, if possible, sink down a little deeper so we feel that right knee and right hip in line with each other. If you're comfortable with that reach, you might gaze up towards your palm. Try one more breath. as your left hand comes down, we rise to like warrior two. Parallel your feet. Elevate your left heel, bring it in. Come back to bending the knees. Let's take that forearm to the left knee. Sweep your right arm in line with your right ear. Sit down a little deeper in that lunge. Maybe carry your gaze up towards your right palm. Take one more breath. And then release the right arm down. You're going to rise up, reach up, parallel your feet. Right heel comes in. Traveling back to the front of the mat, take Vinyasa. And then drop down to your knees here. And see if you can rise up to the tops of the knees. Reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Just opening up the shoulders and the heart. And then exhale, hands come down. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. Open up your shoulders. Maybe lift your gaze a little bit. And then sweep your hands back up. Exhale your hands back out. We're going to travel back to downward facing dog. It's our last downward facing dog, so we're going to stay a little bit. Press those palms, reach your heels back. And then traveling to seated at the front of your mat. Roll down to your back. Take a nice full body stretch. Everything reaching out. If you have that strap close by, you're going to go ahead and grab that unless you don't need it. If you don't need it, we're going to go ahead and pull the right knee in and take peace sign fingers to our right big toe and stretch that right leg to the sky. So again, you're more than welcome to use a strap if you need. You could also start here with a little micro bend. Whatever serves you in this moment. Lots of length in the legs now, so maybe you use the strap. If you can activate your left leg. Left toes are towards the sky. Try and root or anchor that left hip to the earth. And then take your gaze slightly to your left shoulder and take your right leg out to the right side a little bit. Keep your hips level here. And then inhale that leg back up to center. Taking the strap in your left hand if you're using a strap. If you're not using a strap, you're going to take your left hand to the outside of your foot. Your right arm is now extended fully out to the side. And then we carry that leg a little bit over to the left, so not quite all the way. Right? We just want to cross the midline of the body. Keep the foot nice and active. That includes your left leg and your left foot. And then see if, as you're looking over to the side, you can lower that leg all the way down to the left and take your gaze over to your right. From there, simply release your strap from your foot if it's on your foot. Bring your leg back to center. We'll take a nice full body stretch, arms and legs reaching. And we'll try the other side. So as the left foot comes in, again, you choose. Maybe that's peace sign fingers to your big toe, right? Maybe that's placing that strap on the bottom of your foot. Right hand is now on your right hip. As you stretch your right leg, right toes are towards the sky, right hip is anchored towards the earth. Keep your gaze lifted and breathe. All right, pushing through the bottom of that left leg, take it out to the left side. Keep your right hand on your hip, keep your hips nice and level. Good, give yourself one more breath. And then as you inhale, leg comes back. This time it would be right hand on the outside of your foot. Left hand would be extended out. Otherwise, take the strap in your left and your right hand and carry it a little bit over to the right side. Try and keep your legs straight and reach from your left hip socket if you can. And then we start to travel all the way over to the right side. Stretch your shoulders. Keep pushing through that left leg. Breathing in this twist. It's 5 breaths from now. Release. Join your legs, roll to your back. Take a nice full body stretch, everything reaching, everything lengthening. And then simply rest your arms to the sides with your palms facing up. See if you can step your feet to the earth and just rock your knees a little bit from side to side. Starting to exhale through your mouth. You might rock your head a little bit from side to side. And then we're just making our way to final rest. So final rest might be reclined butterfly pose with your feet together and your knees out. Final rest might be legs simply extended outward to the sides. And let it be restful. So again, feeling and sensing the ground beneath you. Feeling and sensing the aliveness within you. Knowing that even in this moment, you are in practice. In practice with yourself. And know that your body is healthy. That your breath is spacious. Know that there is a crispness and a clearness to your mind. You know how to care for your being and others. That there is an innate goodness within your being. Invite yourself to know peace. To know this moment holds everything you need. And if you are in butterfly pose, just very carefully separate your toes. Bring your knees back together. There might be some movements from side to side, but that was the pose that you chose. Otherwise, just take a full body stretch. Feel your arms and your legs reach again. And then as you pull your knees in towards your belly, you can cross your ankles and roll along your spine. And once you make your way up to seated, just take that comfortable seat again. And hold that intention for your being. You can hold peace, kindness, the good nature of your being. And you hold vitality and health. And knowing the connectedness to all beings and all things. I thank you for sharing.